So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So, we're going to do some trial quests just to try out the new Luffy and Ace and see how they work in practice. This is not going to be a guide for trial quests because as you see here, you just have to one tap and they run away and you easily get the rewards. But yeah, I've been doing some testing here, trying to figure out how they work. We have had a pretty good idea of how Ace work, but not really Luffy. So Luffy is actually a bit better than we thought, but let's start with trying out Ace. And this content for Ace is set up like a super boss, so it's 3 stages. So we can pretend that this is a super boss to talk about the viability of Ace a bit. But I say he's very much viable. He's basically an alternative to Nami, and they will probably be preferable depending on what you're able to combine with your 6 units. But if you use this Luffy in a super boss, you always want to use in stage 3, so you get the maximum benefit on the final stage. You can also use an Ace super type here, just to be able to get an easy boost. And then we don't really need to build chain here, so I'll just hit my 2 perfects and we move on. But yeah, we're going to try and start building for the final stage now. So Ace's special's unique chain mechanic is that you can carry up to 2 times chain to the next stage, but you need to get to 10 times chain then, which is not free at all. Usually, here is pretty free because Yamato has a lot of HP, but normally it will be a struggle. Rainbow Luffy does help with his final tap since you can use it every stage, and that gives a big boost to your chain when you hit with him. So that's one reason why Luffy might see some use in Super Boss if you're able to rainbow him. And Yamato could also help since Yamato, with the special stage turn 1 when you use it, you increase chain a lot when hitting good, and obviously good doesn't do as much damage. But yeah, let's try and get it set up. As I said earlier, I really like these rare recruits. They can see some play, not in Super Boss of course, but in normal content they are pretty interesting. We have burn as well, so I'm going to use the second super type to get rid of that. So I'm going to hit with the Psy units first. I've not talked about Ace's super tandem, but that's one of the reasons he's very good, since you add an other stackable chain that basically no unit has. Ace's super tandem is only shared between him and the Treasure Map Blackbeard, and Ace's is even better since you only hit it with 2 units, and a lot of them are very common, like Yamato and Luffy. So probably pretty reliable to set up, so you get a lot in one package with Ace if you're able to get a maxed out one as friend captain. But then I'm going to hit with the Psy first to not do too much damage, don't want to kill. Just going to show how much chain you can get with this Luffy. Like, this is very impressive chain just for a stage 2 before the final stage, up to 16 times chain. And I want to remind you, for this final stage, we're going to hit insane chains without a chain boundary. So just imagine that you can take this and add a chain boundary. And it's not like you need to use Luffy for the final tap. A unit like Yamato, the Super Sugar Yamato, is also a great partner. But I'm just going to use a chain here to get back the tandem orbs and also get that base attack boost, because why not? Same thing here, going to hit with the hardest hitting units first, just to max out the chain as much as possible. Don't want to kill Yamato. So yeah, that's insane chain, and remember, Luffy's final tap is just 1.75 times extra, like others can do 2 times extra chain or above to the final number, and we didn't have chain boundaries, so that should show you just how incredibly this batch is in terms of chain. So basically this Ace in Super Boss will be a replacement for Nami. You probably still use Robin on the team. New Day, whatever. I let it play out. I'm not going to stop the video. We can talk while waiting. But yeah, basically you use Ace instead of Nami since their chain boost overlap. You still have Robin, and you can add Usopp, Yasop. That those both does the base attack that Nami does, as well as giving a conditional to full immunity. So you get basically the same thing for that package, and you might say, but that's 3 units, Nami Robin are just 2. But you do get more extra chain buffs from that. So you can try and cover it with the remaining 3 units in some way. I think that will be pretty interesting. Got my extra meat, we take those. But yeah, that's enough Ace talk. Let's talk about Luffy. So yeah, it was basically one thing we didn't know about Luffy, which was how his accumulation worked. It said that if you kill an enemy, that's 1 turn, and if you stall a turn, that's 2 accumulated. So basically here we have 5 mobs, and then we move on a stage. So if it works like we think it does, it should mean that we get 7 in accumulation, and you can keep track on it in launch effects. Here it says we've accumulated 0 so far. So next time we look, it should say 7. Oh, we even got a super 10 on there without trying. So yeah, let's take a look. 7. So basically, when we move on this time, it should be 14. I will remind you though that the stage after this does have an interrupt, I'm pretty sure. So if the interrupt adds an extra 2 turns, it will turn to 16. So let's see how it works. If preemptives, if preemptives add 2 extra, that helps a lot to make Luffy a bit more viable at least. You need to stall less by that. So as you see, we do get a preemptive Garp talks. So let's see, is it 14 or 16? And as you say, 16. So that actually helps a lot. That's basically 1 less turn of stall you need to do with Luffy, since they're all usually preemptive starting stage 3 in, say, Arena. In Super Boss and such, usually stage 2 has a preemptive as well, so that helps a bit, and you can stall a bit stage 1. I will say that we also tested bug stalling, you know what we do against Grand Voyage, and that also adds extra stall. So basically, if you want to use Luffy against a Super Boss, you will always be able to get the max, because you can basically stall infinitely with the bug stall. So something to keep in mind. Anyway, we need to use 1 Luffy now to remove that attack down, and obviously this will set us up for final stage with buffs and such. One thing you will see here when we take out Garp is that he talks after being defeated. This doesn't always happen, but sometimes bosses do this. And this adds another 2 to the accumulated values. So we had 16, and when we get to stage 4 here, since this is a preemptive as well, and we kill 5 enemies, this will actually add another 10. So, as you see against content like this, it does stack up pretty nicely. We are at stage 4, and we almost hit 30. If they wanted to, we could have hit 30. Like, I don't know why the Blitz did 7 stages for Luffy, because they could have just done 6 stages mobs, add preemptives, you can just add that they talk as well. You can hit 30 by the time you get to stage 4 if they wanted to. Instead, we have to deal with 7 stages. I think it's really dumb, but it is what it is. So yeah, let's use the rest of the specials, I guess. And yeah, we got a chain lock here, I guess, just to keep the tandem orbs for Ace. I actually don't remember much what Luffy did. Oh yeah, he extended chain locks and such. Let's try it, I guess. So yeah, the chain boost from Ace got extended, so that's pretty nice, I guess. But yeah, let's just get the kill here. Guess we can set up the super tandem, because why not? Wow, I really messed up there. Shall I hit with Luffy final tap? But it doesn't matter. I've already showcased the damage and the chain, so we can just take the dub here. I don't know why they didn't add a bind there as well, just a 10 turn of para, but yeah. Let's just take the win, let Garp run away, and I hope you learned something at least. Look forward to getting this unit eventually. I'll be pulling for Ace tomorrow, so we'll see if I get him. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.